Serena thought her serve was out. I thought it was in.
I thought it was well in. Well in, and meaning it hit the line.
That's well in for us.
Yeah.
Net for serve.
Well, I can tell you that myself and Casey are off to an unforced error as well, because it was out. It looked definitely in from where we were. 9 millimeters out. And of course, you can challenge your own serve. And she had a little window there she could have done, but didn't. You don't win 23 majors without having good eyesight.
Game Williams.
And when we just compare the serves of Serena and Pliskova for this tournament, Pliskova is serving at a higher first serve percentage. However, Serena is winning more points when the first serve does go in. She's up at 80%, which is a very high number.
Yeah, 6% higher than a season average last year. So as you rightly highlight there, Casey, she's doing extremely well with that first serve.
I mentioned it in the previous match that I did of Serena's was she's not serving those huge number of aces, but she really has started to take some pace off the serve, move the ball around, create opportunities for herself, whereas Pliskova has served just a few more aces than Serena and tends to do so, known as the ace queen.
Second to Gorges last year.
Was taken over, yep, by Gorges.
She makes that look so effortless. It's not easy to time the ball as sweetly as that. Did come in the pocket. There's another ace. Donates money to a pediatrics hospital, oncology as well, for every ace that she serves. Pliskova set up a foundation. Runs a tennis tournament at once a year as well, back in the Czech Republic, that she puts on. Lovely to watch. I was watching Patrick Moritoglu warm up with Serena yesterday, and he was just doing one of those basic drills that you do with almost with kids to a certain degree at the net. Drop the ball so they get up the back of the ball to create the spin on it, and she does have a bit more margin than Pliskova off the ground, doesn't she?
Yeah, I saw exactly the same thing, and it came to my mind because already a couple of these forehands you can just see her getting underneath that ball. No doubt it was something in a previous match that they had marked to practice. It almost looked funny, didn't it? She was about a metre from the net.
Yep.
Game, Pliskova.
Obviously important to settle, and Pliskova's managed to do that.
1 game over.
Won the junior title back in 2010 here, Pliskova. Be looking to emulate Azarenka as a former winner of the junior title and the main title, if she can get past Serena and go on to win it. Serena with a few problems with the sun, which we know really does bother her as well. We saw it in Perth at the Hopman Cup. And you would expect the speed of first serve to probably come down a little bit because she wants to get her eyesight back, the vision back. That was the one thing she talked about in Perth. She really feels as though she gets quite blinded by the sun, and it's the next shot after the serve she struggles with.
On.
Struggling with the sun, as you mentioned, Mark. That serve only going in at 110 kilometres an hour, but it is so important to not have that glare when you are waiting for the return to come back.
That's good.
30-14.
So far, so good here for Pliskova. She walked out on court, just looking back at her match with Muguruza. She didn't have this taping on her knee, so some slight concern there from a physical point of view, but from a ball striking point of view, she's looking perfect. That's some good defense from Serena, but even better attacking from Pliskova. And some players just significantly struggle with it more than others, don't they?
Yeah, and that can vary depending on ball toss, height of the player.
15 all.
Pliskova seemingly quite down on her first serve there. Obviously the same. Oracene and Venus in attendance. With the self, there was a lovely shot of Oracene at the end of the match against Halep when the rest of the box were out of their chairs, arms in the air, and she just stayed firmly planted. This is a movie I have seen a lot of. This is usually how it ends, a bit like Serena watching Frozen with her daughter. What a shot from Pliskova.
Yeah, if we doubted her movement, there's her box. You can see Conchita Martinez at the back, the right with a white polo shirt, doing that coaching collaboration with Renee Stubbs. But that running forehand looked comfortable. She was well balanced.
Net for serve. Game, please go.
This is the first time early in matches we've seen
Please
Serena go down, even against Simona Halep in the previous round. She went up 6-1, 2-1 in a flash.
Well, it was always going to be a tough match, just from the fact that Pliskova has beaten her in a major, and the fact that she's on a 9-match win streak, having won in Brisbane, second best of her career in terms of win streak. And let's be honest, when you looked at the stats from the previous match when she took care of Muguruza, she had 23 winners and just 3 unforced errors. That was impressive.
Extremely impressive. You know, almost beat anyone on any given day if you have statistics like that.
Net for serve.
I actually thought that previous round against Muguruza for Pliskova was going to be
30.
a bit of a tighter battle, having seen Muguruza play Joanna Konta the day before. It was really high quality, but Pliskova took care of what she needed to do.
Good trading. It's not trying to do too much. Seems like she wants to take the backhand down the line occasionally, Pliskova, to go in behind Serena, but unless it's obvious, she's waiting for the mistake.
Yep, and still not one unforced error off the racket of Karolina Pliskova to this point.
And that isn't an unforced error either.
No, it's a forced error.
30-14.
Brilliant.
Deuce.
She's done a good job here to get back to deuce in this game. This is the forehand we're talking about, just coming underneath the ball and keeping good racket acceleration to be able to create a great angle there.
Advantage, Williams.
Serena Williams accepting the challenge laid down here by Pliskova early on in this contest and managing to elevate her level of play.
Deuce.
Good discipline there from Pliskova. Would have been tempting after those last 4 points to maybe try and take it on a little bit more and assert her authority, but good width and another error from the American.
Telling herself there, Serena, to move forward.
Pliskova.
Another unforced error off the forehand side.
Deuce.
She likes to go down the line as well. That's a kind of a natural pattern for her, isn't it?
Yeah, she does, and the majority of the time she plays it with fairly good margins. That one just fading wide, but she uses it to redirect well a lot of the time.
Ms. Pliskova challenging the call on the right service line. The ball's called in.
Will be her fastest serve by 10 Ks if this is in for Serena. Feeling the need to put the hammer down, but she's just missed it.
7-0. Advantage Williams. Net for serve.
significant hold, you feel. Teetering on the edge of being down a double break, but salvages the situation. Gorgeous strike.
15 love.
Keeping things simple, certainly feeling as though there's space there. Pliskova, who has done a lot more running to this stage. Just a touch over 2.5 Ks of sprints to get to this stage, which is maybe why the tape is on the knee.
Pliskova's just doing a really good job of doing what she needs to do at this point, but you can just feel Serena feels a little bit off from the back of the court. Also don't feel like she's got rhythm on her serve at this point just yet.
It's too good.
I actually had a quick chat with Renee Stubbs yesterday about Pliskova and asked her, what are a couple of the things that you are working on? And the biggest, there was only really kind of one thing that she made a real point, was that they're just trying to get her to be real more positive in her mindset. She can often get a little bit negative at times. Just make sure that she's always thinking that that cup is half full.
Game, please go.
Yeah, Conchita Mana's also talking in a press conference earlier this week about they were trying to work on her movement, particularly in the off-season. The fact that they wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, use abilities up at net as well to come in. So that is certainly something that they've kind of worked on. Conchita, who gave up a week of her holidays before the US Open to come on board Team Pliskova.
Love.
Oh, that's beautiful. We spoke about the down the line balls, but this one was exceptional. Had to absorb Serena's pace. Stay low.
Oof. She's got a taste for it.
30-15.
It's tempting, isn't it? Seventh unforced error off the forehand for Serena. 9 in total.
New balls, please.
Found a lot of room there to the forehand side of Serena in this opening set so far, Casey.
She has hit into the forehand, serve to the forehand. We've seen more unforced errors off that side. I would say it's certainly when Serena has her game firing, the forehand can be dangerous, but when it's a little bit off, it's the forehand side that's prone to a few more errors. And again, another serve, just taking the pace off, moving that serve out to Serena's forehand.
Game, Pliskova.
Barely breaking sweat in that service game.
Leads 5-3.
She's Martinez, of course, part of Garbine Muguruza's team when she won Wimbledon in 2017. Sam Sumik, who couldn't be at Wimbledon that year, just for that little period, and Conchita on board for a while after that as well. They stopped working after Miami 2018, but she's had some considerable success on the coaching carousel, as we like to call it in the tennis world.
England.
Much better forehand there for Serena when she's got some forward momentum. That's what she told herself a few games back, was to move forward, using the pace of Pliskova's ball. She took that early.
Well, she may have missed it, but what it does send is a signal down the other end of the court of how confident she's feeling right now. Not too many people do that to Serena's serve. Comfortable in this opening set for the 7-time Australian.
She set up that point perfectly there, Serena. Rushed to the net, almost rushed this drive volley and pulled off it a little bit there at the end.
That's a great response. Mildly kicking herself, no doubt, that she should be up love 30 now. Patrick Mouratoglou in the front there, Anna Winter at the back. Hasn't ever been to this event before, Serena was saying. And for a while there was obviously coming daily, supporting Roger and Serena.
privileged enough to share the court with her many times, and the one thing for me that always used to trouble me with Pliskova's serve was her disguise, her ability to change the racket face at the height of the ball to get the movement on it. She basically can hit all spots in the court.
Yeah, well, if you want to get a good serve, just go and get the person that taught Christina and Karolina a serve, because she's also right up there in the top echelons of service games won. Her twin sister, and it is 2 set points for Pliskova. What an angle. And what a situation Serena faces now, having to come from a set down.
6 games to 4.
Serena, she has a tough ask here now, because when you look up the other end, you see Pliskova. Not only has she served fantastically, she's been a bit of like a brick wall at the back, not giving Serena any unforced errors. Plus, she's coming up with some beautiful winners, so she's nailing almost every category at this point.
Just a little, at times you feel half a step slow, whether that's a reaction to the Halep or whether the pressure she now feels having taken Halep out of the draw and needing to go on and claim that 24th slam title is within her own destiny.
Even then again, you can just see the feet just not in the exact correct balance position that she needs to be in to execute.
Opening set was huge. I'm just looking back at her slam record. She's won the last 46 matches, as far as I can tell, having won the opening set. Serena at Grand Slam level. Last loss coming to Roberta Vinci in 2015. Actually has an excellent record, by the way. And I think that is something that's not highlighted enough, of coming back having dropped the opening set. Most players, you know, maybe at best 70%, 60-70% having dropped the opening set. She's actually got a winning record at majors. Oh, that is brutal.
30-14.
The double net cord, I think.
Oh, that's tough.
Flat as you like, and that was a good solid hit on the tape. They don't often come over. Yeah. Had quite a few go against her against Halep as well.
She did. Her exact words were, "That's not fair," in that match against Halep.
She's pretty livid with that. Just returning to that thought about having lost the opening set, Serena in majors. She's 38-36. That is a significantly good number in a sport which is dominated by front runners.
Net versus.
It looks as though the sun down that end has moved just slightly, not bothering her anymore. Best serve down that end for Serena.
15 love.
Let's take a look at this. Not arguing with it anymore.
No. Well, I would never give Serena only 18% at this point, but like you said, let's just
Bowing
go
down
with
to,
it.
Yeah, bow down to superior knowledge here, Casey.
30 love.
Just taking a page out of repartee of Pliskova, who drilled a couple of nice backhands down the line in the opening set. Yes. Well, Casey, you highlighted it beautifully. You said you've been on the court, you've seen what comes down from there. You can see Serena there from that lovely camera angle. She's guessing which way that's going.
Yeah, and there's so many players on tour where you can tell where their ball toss is or the racket face when they're going to use the flat tee. But with Pliskova, technically, she's just, it's a beautiful serve that it's so hard to read. And having played her, knowing sometimes when she misses a few first serves and you've got an opportunity at a hit at a second serve, it's a really good feeling as a returner. Well, she knows she did such a good job to get this return back from Pliskova. And again, just the feet getting a bit stuck here on this forehand, getting too close to the ball, not having room to swing.
First, just small signs of anxiety, more than frustration, just creeping into Pliskova's game. The break point in the last Williams service game that she missed the forehand on, that miss.
Yeah, and you can just see a couple more unforced errors creeping in.
She needs to stop the negative thoughts cascading through her mind and mutinous bursts, because that is one of the problems that she at times has had, as you said right at the start, that Renee and Conchita have been working on, is trying to see the glass half full.
Game Williams. Love.
And she's, apart from serving superbly, and she's still at 80% of first serves in, which is just remarkable. She's making more returns as well, significantly more returns. 77% back in play from Pliskova compared to 63 for Serena.
It's the off backhand. It's almost a little bit of a trademark of Pliskova. She doesn't mind holding middle of the court here and playing this off backhand, sorry.
It's a bit of an oxymoron because it's anything but off, isn't it? It is absolutely red hot.
Out. Fitting.
That's what Serena would like to do a little bit more of, get Pliskova on the run, trying to track those type of shots down, but just had precious few opportunities to do so. Loves that forehand cross-court return. Hits it probably 85% of the time, but when you hit it that well, doesn't matter if your opponent knows it's going there.
Game, Pliskova. Two games over.
Well, Serena, all she can do right now is just keep trying to control her side of the court when she's serving. Not a lot you can do about that. Pliskova finding the tightness to the line that you need to.
Well done there by Serena.
13 love.
This actually ended up being a fairly tricky shot. Another line ball from Karolina Pliskova.
Interesting to see how much courage Pliskova's got on the next second serve that comes, because just knocking the ball back in a court at the moment doesn't feel as though it's going to get the win that she's attempting to get. She's got a chance right here now to try and do a little bit more. Didn't need to.
30 all.
She served slightly better here in this second set, sorry, but just still to me hasn't found her rhythm and power on the serve and accuracy that she has in previous matches, Serena.
Try to do a little bit more with that return, Pliskova. Didn't quite get the depth on it though, and Serena reacted beautifully to it. Well, this feels like a massive segment of the match in terms of if Pliskova can break through again here. You kind of feel she's playing well enough and assured enough to get the win. But if she doesn't break, you do feel as though this match could change swiftly off the back of it. It's been an hour.
Oh, there you go. She was ready, up for the challenge. Knows the importance of having the opportunity to have a hit at a second serve.
Made Serena play. Crucial she made the first serve. Well, I wonder whether she's making that reaction because of the first point of the last game. She could have been up love 15, love 30 on Pliskova's serve. What ended up not breaking. A bit chaotic, that last rally as well. It's all happening.
Net visit.
There's the improved movement of Karolina Pliskova. That has been something that she's been working on. That defense there was brilliant. We saw when she arrived in Brisbane, she had obviously, no doubt, had a great pre-season working on those things. Martinez is happy with this, and why wouldn't you be? Because she was moving forward. She had to hit over Serena's head, which is not easy to do, and control it.
Pliskova kept pressing, and she ultimately was rewarded with the break she so desired.
Love 15.
Well, if the road to recovery starts now, this is a nice beginning from Serena. Quick attack off the return, some nice defense. The shot of a champion. How impressive, Casey.
So impressive. In some ways, that breaker serve, it needed to happen then and there, but it almost came out of nowhere because up until this point,
games over.
Pliskova has not looked like losing her serve at all. As we know, the champion that Serena is found the court and hit some beautiful returns there to even out this second set again.
England.
This is where Pliskova can't afford to let that affect her. Just continue to do what she has been doing.
First blemish since dropping her
30-15.
serve. And it really shouldn't have happened. Hasn't been as clean up at net as she would have liked to have been today.
No, her forward movement has not been as efficient.
So good to watch.
40-15.
Just never ever count Serena out, can you? After that breaker serve, she's come out and besides that 1 point previously has been flawless.
Totally different complexion on this match now.
Out.
Still a lot of work ahead.
15 left.
But she has at least implanted perhaps some doubt in Pliskova's mind. You can feel the nervousness radiating from that box.
Well, a good response here from Karolina Pliskova. Like you said, Serena's mentality on the change of ends previously, but that one was an important change of ends for Pliskova, just to put all those thoughts, being a set and a break up aside and be in the present.
Game, Pliskova.
And as simply as that, we're at 4-all.
4 games over.
Beautiful movement on that serve there. Really hits it at its highest point. That's a serve for Serena that's been working really well throughout this tournament. She hadn't found it up until these last few service games.
These two didn't oversleep when they were putting on the service clinic. Spectacular.
Well, we knew we weren't going to see lots of long rallies throughout this match, and so far we've only had 10 rallies in the whole match. That's gone 9 shots or over.
Game Williams.
Couple of swift holds each.
That was a good start. All started with the return of serve. It was on top of the point, inside the baseline. Patrick's looks like he's writing that point down in his book, just to remember.
Be working on that topspin forehand again if she gets through this. And it was a big point. Love 30.
30-15.
Potentially. And all the pressure on Pliskova. Keeps the corridor of success down the tee on the outside open when she just enough times has gone out wide, and Williams has to guard against it if another big point comes. And another big point has arrived.
That's brilliant there from Serena Williams. The discipline, did a great job making the return to start with. But the discipline to stay in that rally until she found the opening.
Interesting to see where Pliskova goes here. That forehand return is starting to work nicely for Serena. Well, she went there, and I'm loath to make a prediction after our opening one on the first point. And Serena was covering the tee.
She was moving well and truly to her left.
Advantage, Pliskova.
Precise power from the racket of Pliskova.
First bit of frustration from Karolina Pliskova. You can feel the pressure on her now in this game.
This is where tennis becomes like chess, isn't it? Trying to out-maneuver your opponent. Does she go back out wide again? Can she be that good to hit the outside edge of the line? Super location. Great change.
Just great accuracy and keeping Serena off balance.
Been a great passage of play, really, from 2-3 down for Serena in this second set.
Just see Serena's court position here creeping further and further inside the court. She was already up here at net, but after the return, she was a metre inside and then just looking to be super aggressive.
Advantage, Pliskova.
You have to hold your nerve to hold your serve, and that is 3 brilliant serves to the due side. She's going to need another one, you feel?
Where's she going to go?
It's a good question. Seems almost too obvious to go tee here. Yeah. Too much of a pattern. I almost feel as though she's got to take the risk and go back again to that forehand. But as I said, Serena latching onto it a little bit more these days.
Good.
Second serve of Pliskova's got to come to her rescue this time. And it didn't. It was a very safe second serve.
It was a safe serve, pretty much in the middle of the box. Serena had an opportunity to be aggressive and she took it.
Set point, Serena Williams.
Net for serve.
Tennis is always impressive, but mentally, that was some performance from Serena. Settle.
6 games to 4. Love 15.
One thing we shouldn't forget at this stage
Love 30.
is Pliskova's decent record in majors in deciders, particularly recently. She's won her last 8. So as a tennis player, you'll be very well aware of those sort of stats, and so that will give her a little bit of confidence.
Have one of those wins against Pliskova. I beat her at the US Open, so I'll claim some of the losses in that.
You have got one there at 2014, Casey. You dug it out 4 in the 3rd.
I did. It was a long time ago now, though.
Can you embellish that story a bit to make it even more? Were you 4 love down?
No. It was just a tight battle, and somehow I found a way. It was difficult.
If it were easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah, that's it. No, I remember it being a very tough contest. We were both holding serve, and it became me just snudging a break there late in the 3rd set. That serve's going now.
40.
Out wide there to the deuce court, stretching Pliskova.
Immaculate last serve. Oh.
15 love.
It's almost partly like she was expecting this return to come cross court. We've mentioned it. It's her favourite, Serena.
$30 love. $40 love. Cain, Pliskova.
Both up and running.
1 game on.
Well, there we go. That's the first time she's been in front, Serena. Barely, 0.2%. But there you can see, pre-match, Pliskova was significantly ahead.
It is hard to separate these two at this point, I feel.
15 love.
Both obviously looking to control their service games. Serena's return game improved there at the end of that 2nd set, but in rallies of shots 0 to 4, they're pretty even. Just not a lot of difference at this point.
30 love.
You always feel with somebody that is such a great champion as Serena, the longer they're on the court, the more chance they have of finding their best tennis. And she has, by her own high standards, taking nothing away from Pliskova, has been a touch scratchy at times off the ground, at the net, not as clean as she would have liked. And you kind of feel, even though there's obviously immense pressure in this third set, she will find her best tennis. Not that Pliskova can't counter that.
No, Pliskova is, if anyone is up for this challenge, she's undefeated this year. She's got a lot of confidence in regards to winning. Almost becomes so much of the mental battle as well at this point of a match.
She's won 9 matches in a row. She had previously won 11. That is her best run, of course. And that was back in 2016 when she reached the US Open final. Of course, had won Cincinnati.
Game Williams.
Risky shot from Pliskova.
Laver Arena.
Just doing about Pliskova's 11-match win streak. That was her longest. She's currently on 9. Of course, Serena with a 34-match win streak back in 2013.
That would have been quite the effort for whoever beat her on that 35th match. My goodness.
Lazicki.
Wow.
Wimbledon, 4th round. Pliskova in danger of having her winning streak stopped by Serena Williams. No disgrace there, but just the manner in which she was a set and a break up is going to taunt her a little bit. Phil Brook, chairman of the All England Club.
Oh. 15-14.
Hasn't been the happiest of hunting grounds as well, Pliskova. You think of her serve, but Wimbledon has been somewhat of a stumbling block for her. As Serena Williams surprises no one by producing this comeback.
Absolutely
Williams
not.
leads.
Finishes
3-1.
that breaker serve off with the stunning forehand we've seen throughout this tournament. There we go, lots less break point opportunities, but she's made them count, Serena. Oh, there's that serve again. If I was Pliskova, I'd almost take half a step, just try and cut that angle off and take that serve away from her. Easier said than done, because then you leave the tee open, but she's gone there a number of times now.
mean, she's got such a perfect tempo to her serve. I mean,
15.
it is absolutely flawless. The other thing is it's not a particularly high ball toss as well. You can't cheat on it. Some players, when the ball's up high, they're looking at the ball. You can actually move in that time frame, not with Serena.
40, 15.
Yeah, no, exactly. And in the first set, she didn't quite have this tempo and rhythm that I feel she's got now. And when she's serving like this, it's almost unreturnable majority of the time.
I think Pliskova is going to agree with you there, Casey. It is remarkable. So clever.
15.
Even her footwork now, Serena has certainly cleaned up. Her execution, her awareness to play this ball short, covering the net well. The returns are really now starting to trouble Pliskova.
Oh. 15, 13.
Well played.
30 all.
That was a very awkward shot. Had to make it.
Oh, trouble again.
30, 14.
Serena is simply sensational.
Williams leads 5 games to 1.
She may well have the talent, but she has the tenacity and the desire as well. Williams serving for the match. Isolated moments of brilliance from Pliskova since the turnaround, but she just hasn't been able to be as consistent.
It was when Serena had her back up against the wall, setting a breakdown. From that point on, we've seen the brilliance that is Serena Williams.
15-13.
Too little, too late, you feel, for Pliskova at this current situation she finds herself in, but good to see the fight. She continues to do so, but she has been ultimately overwhelmed by Serena Williams' brilliance. No.
Please.
Hard to believe. What happened here? Well, you can see there, you can see just tweaked a little something here. The foot fault on match point.
Where did that come from?
Taking her time, understandably so here, Serena. And I think the umpire has been very compassionate, and rightly so, with the time clock. This is
Advantage, Pliskova.
not only unexpected but unwarranted and unwanted. The footfall was one thing, and then the subsequent point that possibly she didn't need to play has perhaps produced an injury. Well, Pliskova keeps her hopes alive, courtesy of a footfall
5 games to 2.
and possibly for some sort of injury. But she has to be a little perturbed by that call, and she is definitely affected by whatever's bothering her on that left foot.
Well, you could see in the footage, she, no doubt, there was a slight roll of the ankle with that left foot, but the positive news is that she does have it taped. So you would think that there would be some sort of support there in that regard. You just start getting a feeling, don't you, that things are going to unfold in a fairly dramatic way.
Pliskova doing a great job of hanging in on that rally. Some good length from Serena, searching for the break that will give her the win. I wonder just how calm Patrick is.
Game,
perhaps more pertinent is just how calm is Serena.
Williams leads 5-3.
Here we go. We'll take a look at it one more time. Just a slight roll, but enough to be putting a few doubts in her mind in regards to her movement. She keeps looking down.
Court.
Too good.
Love 15. Love 30.
It is her left leg does a lot of the load in the drive. It's her landing leg on the serve as well.
It's not just that though, is it, Casey? No. It's the fact she was match point up and got called on foot fault.
You're right. It's really unravelled since that moment.
This remarkable match continues to entertain. Sometimes as well, in the heat of the battle, when it's this intense and you're just trying to keep calm, you almost put too much water on the fire that's inside you, and you kind of get the sense that Serena here trying to stay composed against the injustice. And it does feel, I have to say, a little bit of an injustice to be the first footfall of the match on match point. Maybe it was right, but
oh, she's made it. It was close. It was tight to the line. She made it.
so much more than a serve. Serena Williams, unbelievable anticipation. And is it going to ultimately be her ground strokes that carry her to victory? 2 more match points. One more beckons on the stroke of 2 hours.
Venus looking concerned. Thought that second serve there, Serena may have taken another step forward. It was only in at 109. Scorching return from Serena off a second serve. It's match point number 4. And she's going to need a 5th if she's going to see off Pliskova. You mentioned it before, Mark, about what a good job Serena is doing at this point to mentally just hold it together. Just when you think you've seen it all. Yeah, wow. I actually can't believe what I'm seeing at this point. 5-1 there. There's no doubt we did, and majority of people thought potentially was all over, but here we go, 5-all.
Win predictor is swinging all over the place. The pendulum from Pliskova to Williams, back to Pliskova.
Love 13.
3 of those doubles have come in this set.
Just in regards to that serve, Pliskova taking a step over, foot inside the tram lines, cutting off that wide serve.
In a row from 5-1 down for Pliskova. She'll serve for the match.
Pliskova leads 6 games to 5. 15-11.
The only Czech player that Serena has lost to at a major, of course, is Pliskova. Is she about to do it for a second time? It would appear so. Third match point. Pliskova produces the performance of a lifetime.